Hey everyone! So you're just starting out, working your first job, maybe not earning a ton of money, and you're probably thinking, I'm going to enjoy this freedom while I have it. I'll start saving once I get a raise or a new job. Well, if that's you, you're not alone. Most people start out with this mindset at the beginning of their career, and it's one of the biggest reasons why so many people end up living paycheck to paycheck as they get older. But trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this one. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to supercharge your savings so that you can double, even triple it, just like my boyfriend and I have done in our first few years of working. So let's dive right in. Saving 20% of your net income seems unreasonable at the beginning of our working careers. But I've set the goal to save 50 to 60% of my income by my 30s, which will allow me to supercharge my net wealth and aid me in preparation for starting a family, buying a house, etc. And how this is possible is because of the systems I have set up, the way I have structured my life, and the psychology behind money. And given the current economic climate and interest rate cuts ongoing worldwide, I thought it would be a great idea to look at some of the ways we can actually save money. Because regardless of our age, we all look back and wish we could have saved more in the past. The rule of 72 is a simple yet powerful financial formula that helps you to estimate how long it will take your savings to double based off of a fixed interest rate. To use it, simply divide 72 by your expected annual return percentage. For example, if your savings earn a 5% interest rate, dividing 72 by 5 gives you 14.4 years, meaning your money will double in that time. This rule serves as a great benchmark for tracking your financial growth and making informed decisions about where to invest or save. I'm about to share the practical strategies that I use to accelerate this process to help me work smarter and not harder to grow my wealth even faster. The first step to doubling your savings is understanding your monthly transactions. Start by reviewing a detailed list of your expenses, what you spent, when you spent it, and why. This will give you a clear picture of your spending habits and helps you to identify areas that you can cut back on and save more. I know this might seem like a lot of effort at first, and honestly, it might even put you off. But just ask Adam, because I practically had to force him to track his spending, and he hated it at the beginning. But once he saw his savings grow month on month, he actually found it quite addictive. In just his first year of working, on a lower than the country's average salary, he managed to save 35% of his income. That just goes to show that a little upfront effort can make a huge difference. It all comes down to shifting your mindset, taking control of your finances, and making saving a priority. Once you see the results, you won't want to stop, and the compounding effect only accelerates the growth from there. When you sit down to go through your expenses in this way, it can definitely be a bit of a wake-up call. But trust me, don't avoid it, face it head on. Take a good hard look at everything. Sure, it might make you feel like you're airing some dirty laundry, but just remember that it's your laundry and no one will see you in your at-home clothes. So why let your brain get worked up over it? Now, as you categorize your expenses, this is where the real work starts. This process is like gathering all the puzzle pieces, and once you have them, connecting them becomes much easier. If you're looking to boost your savings rate, I challenge you to try this out and see if it has any impact on your life. Not only might you find ways to make more money, but I can tell you from personal experience that it has made me a happier and more fulfilled person. By cutting out things that don't bring true long-term happiness, I've been able to focus on what really matters to me specifically. If you're looking to budget and categorize your expenses quickly and want to dive deeper into it later, then use a simple bucket method to divide your expenses as soon as your paycheck hits your bank account. Split it into 3 parts, one for necessities, one for wants, and the last for savings and investments. This way, you aren't starting at one big lump sum of money that feels endless until the end of the month. Instead, you have clear, defined chunks to work with. Now, if you're saving up for something big like a house or a car or a specific goal, make sure you know what you're working towards, because studies show that people who write their goals down are way more likely to achieve them than those who just keep them in their heads. Writing it down adds motivation and accountability. Without that, other things can easily take priority. So keep that number in mind, whatever big thing matters to you the most. To make reaching this goal more realistic, break it down from your big target into yearly, monthly, and weekly figures. It sounds simple, and honestly, it's something a lot of people skip. But trust me, you're way more likely to reach your savings goal if you break it into smaller, more manageable chunks. Setting aside a percentage of your income each month or week makes this totally doable. And as you hit those smaller milestones, you'll build momentum and keep that motivation alive to hit your bigger financial goals. One of the quickest ways to double your savings is by ignoring the small, everyday expenses like grabbing a coffee or treating yourself to a snack, and instead focusing on what really makes a big difference. The big wins, the ones that can truly change your financial situation, are found in your top expenses. For most people, this is housing, transportation, food, and one that's not even considered to be an expense, taxes. If you look at the standard budgeting breakdown, 50% for necessities, 30% for want, and 20% for savings and investments, and notice that your spending is higher in any of these categories, it's likely not just inflation that's hitting you, but also lifestyle inflation. This is when your base cost of living increases along with your salary. For example, if you get a raise and decide to upgrade to a big apartment or buy a new car, you're increasing your monthly standard expenses just because your income went up. When a new product hits the market, it's so easy to convince yourself that you absolutely need this, even when your current version works just fine. So before buying anything, ask yourself these two very critical questions. First, do I really need this if I've got another big savings goal? You have to be tough about your spending, because your wants can easily fall into the needs or savings category, throwing you off progress. Let's say, for example, you're saving towards a big vacation, but a brand new smartphone comes out. Ask yourself, is this phone really going to bring more value to your life? Or can your current phone be used for a little bit longer while you stay focused on your bigger goal? The second question, am I willing to sacrifice a bit of quality for the cheaper option? You need to challenge yourself and take a look at your own financial situation and see if there's any room to tweak those big expenses. Trust me, even small amounts can make a huge difference. First up, consider investing in tax-free savings products. These are powerful because your contributions grow tax-free, plus any interest or dividends you earn from compounding also stays out of the taxman's reach. Over time, this can mean thousands of extra dollars in your pocket every year. And don't forget to check out what your employer might be contributing to your retirement plan. It's basically free money that grows tax-deferred for your future. But here's the key. It's not enough to just put the money into that tax-free savings account or retirement account. You actually need to invest the money into a diversified portfolio. Think stocks, bonds, cash within that tax-advantageous account. Now let's move on to something that's been a game changer for me since before I even turned 18. It's a simple yet super effective strategy that earns me more money each month and just continues to grow. I'm talking about not just letting your cash sit there. Too many people leave their savings in a checking account, missing out on free money. Instead, move your savings to a high-yield savings account where you earn interest daily. You can also look into money market accounts or fixed deposits, but just make sure you're comfortable with how much money you are locking in, so that you still have access to your money in case of emergencies. Remember, letting your cash sit idle is like leaving money on the table. So if you haven't done this yet, do it today. Move your money to a high-interest savings account where you figure out how to spend less and work on your investment strategy. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Alright, so those are a few of the steps you can take today to start doubling your savings, and an underrated bonus step is to subscribe to our channel and join the money-minded community, as we are dedicated to sharing tips to better manage your money and become financially independent. But let's not forget about the power of compounding. You'll see your savings rate increase dramatically without even lifting a finger. No extra work required or earning more money needed. We'll be discussing this exact topic in video 5 of the series, so stay tuned. The truth is, there are only 2 ways to speed up your savings. You can cut back on your expenses, but you can only trim down so much. We still need to live, and after all, living costs are real. You will hit a point where you can only reduce so much. The other option is to increase your income, which in theory has no cap. But here's the key. If you want to start enjoying the benefits of your hard work in the future, then you need to start planting the seeds today. I know it takes some effort and organization up front, but trust me, it's 100% worth it. I truly wish I had started saving more years ago, and that's why I'm sharing all the tips I have learned with you. If I could go back, I'd start sooner. So let's make sure that you don't have the same I wish I had moment that I did. And that's a wrap on today's video. Now that you've got some clear points on how to supercharge your savings, Remember, it's all about taking small, smart actions now to set yourself up for big wins later. I really hope you're feeling motivated and ready to put these tips into action. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and join the Money Minded community, where we're all really interested in money and getting really good at saving it and making it work for us. And be sure to tune in for the next video in the series where Adam will teach you how to invest for beginners. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. So keep pushing, keep saving, and stay money minded.